Hey everyone, this is Darkask and welcome back to Shadowrun Returns. Okay, last time we left off we were going to enter the Matrix. So we need to talk to Johnny Clean. Thanks to the semiconductor-based gene sequencing system that David employed, we should have the information we need to track the Ripper in the Matrix. I'm really impressed with his results, considering it was his first attempt. He was utilizing an improving technique. My bad. He'd read about it in the science journal and was working from memory on minimal sleep. That's great, Professor. What's the plan? We hit the Lone Star DNA database first to see if our donor has a prior criminal record. They have extensive DNA archives, then we go hunting based on what we find. Let's hit the decks and jack into the Matrix. I can get into their private grid easily, but I've got to warn you. Once we're in, it could get a little rough. How much decking experience have you had? Not a lot. Are we in the Matrix now? Well, I don't know what's going on here. We're in. Your synapses lights up and connect to your consciousness to the digital world. Although you aren't jacked in like Johnny, the sensation is overwhelming and electrifying. You can only imagine the way it feels for him. Okay. That arc will take us to the next stage. Alright. The data storage is ahead, defended by intrusion countermeasures. Okay. What do we do? Left side blocked. Does it only have a certain range? The IC is down. Let's see if this matches for fingerprint. Beep boop beep boop pop. Located 100% match. Subject is Silas Forsberg, deceased. 100% match on the dead man. Let's keep looking. Okay. Do my Tron disc. Suppression reduces alarm rate, increases the chance to hit an enemy, heals yourself. Ba-bing, I'm healed. Can I go that way? hadn't made a move. You got nothing on Johnny Clean. Newsnet. Return on subject. The body, chop stop surgical assistant, was found in the apartment earlier this week. The body has been there for a long time, as the month when Forsberg landlord noticed a rancid smell and contacted authorities. Lone Star representatives have issued a statement saying Frostberg's death has been ruled a suicide. According to reports, his body a mass puncture wound, and the cause of death was determined by an overdose of anti-stress medicines and sedatives. The man's employer claims that he was a dedicated employee, though he suffered from bouts of depression. Forsberg's next of kin could not be located, but the attorney appointed to his estate has located a will written weeks prior, leaving all his belongings to his psychiatrist. The psychiatrist has not been released due to privacy concerns. Yet another sad end to a life. It is far too common here in the sprawl. Now that might be something we can go on. Let's regroup in meat space. What do we do? We go over here now? Autopsy records. I don't see any bad guys in here. Oh, there's a bad guy. Autopsy records. Subject was found overdosed with hazardous different sedatives. Several anti-anxiety medications were also found in the system. His face was mutilated, possibly self-inflicted. Identity could not be confirmed immediately due to the disfigurement. Had to check dental records to confirm. No next of kin. Large puncture wounds were found in several places on the body. Possibly large bore structure needles. Surgical. Body had been decomposing for several weeks before the landlord noticed the smell and called the police when no one answered the door. Well, that sounds... That's it, right? Let's jack out. So here's what we know. Our DNA evidence belongs to a dead man whose death was never explained. He worked with chop shops, which fixed with living guys that you've met. The Newsnet says he left his estate to the psychiatrist. Maybe finding out who his psychiatrist was will give us our next clue. My gut says we can deck into the medical board's records and reverse trace to find the doctor. You in? Punch it in, man. Johnny Clean. Alright. Oh, come on, Johnny. One more hit, Johnny. Searching medical records. Medical records for located. One particular pediatrician's entry stands out from the rest. Child suffers from chronic depression and social anxiety, most likely caused by his physical abnormalities. We see many cases like these recently with the outbreak of channeling, children being born, blah 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 blah, seem to have no effect, upping the dosage. As corrupted. The file is quite large and takes well over an hour to read through. The file entry, however, is the most significant. It's written by Dr. Henry Holmes. Oh my. Okay. He responded to me unhealthy, frankly. His hero worship exhibits itself in the form of mimic speech patterns and adopting my dress for the reason for the health of the patient. I am signing another doctor his case. I'll inform of his next session. Okay. New name now. Dr. Holmes. Keep finding out. He got a new doctor, so watch out. Fry our brain and kill us. Oh man. Come on. Come on, Johnny. Hit him. That was a close one. Employment records located. Henry Hollins Holmes, MD, PhD. Check current employment status. Currently holds the position of chief psychologist and administrator at Mercy Mental Hospital. Check previous. Bingo. Back to the meat space again. Bingo, bango. Reality at the end of the day is contextual. As the meat world comes back into focus, your head once again tries to settle on which world is the real one. When a physiological question lingers, your meat body demands food and drink. You disconnect from the deck to find that the Union safe house has risen. Everybody's back. What's up, Mr. Fry? David looks almost as tired as you do. You can tell that his case has gotten under his skin like it is yours. Any luck in there? We found an exact match for the DNA. It was linked to a dead chop shop assistant by the name of Salas Forberg. Now, this is my theories, but what do you think is going on here, Doc S? Maybe Salas faked his death. There's a distinct possibility, but what was it that we saw on the autopsy report? The face was so mangled that they had to use dental records to identify him. Good catch. That matches up with something I've seen runners try. It's easy enough to find a body shop that'll make a replica set of teeth for you. Find some scallop off the street no one will miss. Swap the teeth and throw the heat off the trail for a while. Luckily, I've never been that desperate. But why would he need to go through all those links? Does the police record have something linking to him to a different crime? Probably got in over his head on loan. The chop shop assistant doesn't pay well. Had a prior for unlicensed plastic surgery. True. Wouldn't look too good for someone's record if they wanted to become a doctor. I think this is beginning to come together. The late Salas left all his belongings to a doctor. Dr. Holmes. Employment records have him as an administrator at Mercy Mental. The picture on his file matches a person you saw downtown. The same person this DNA belongs to. All the evidence points to him being your killer, whoever he really is. I should go find this Dr. Holmes and ask him some very pointed questions. Please pay him my respects. I also find that high caliber rounds get the message across. You should clearly hire some friends and go loaded for bear. I side-loaded a ton of valuable data from those Lone Star Matrix nodes. Here's your cuts. I'll see you later. Cool. Alright, so it looks like we're gonna strap down and get ready for battle it out with Mr. Holmes. So, I want to thank you all for watching. We'll go ahead and end this episode here, but we'll pick up right where we left off and see if we can't track down Mr. Holmes. Make sure to like and subscribe. I hope you enjoy these videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.